Welcome back to Ali Gamolka Unfiltered, and today I want to talk about where I see the dating coaches in this industry falling short. It's not that they're wrong, I'm not here to attack, anyone. This is their truth and they need to speak this, but I feel like it's falling short of creating the actual intimacy and love that we truly desire as women. And this is the focus on strategy. I see so much talk about, okay, well, when he does this, you do this. This is what you do when he does this. Now, I'm not saying this is wrong. This is not my place. I am simply here speaking my truth and for the women who I am here to lead and who this will resonate with. It's not that it's wrong. And, I watch some of these and some of these I think, oh yeah, like that can be very helpful. But the thing is, when everything becomes a strategy, when love and dating and relationship becomes a strategy, I feel like it hinders the ability to actually create and cultivate the depth of intimacy that I know I certainly came here for, and the women that I speak to came here for. Like, we are not here for surface level. We are here for fucking mind-blowing, right? And when everything becomes that depth of intimacy and connection can only be cultivated from the depths of you, from you creating and cultivating this level of intimacy and connection and trust with yourself, with your heart, from being heart-centered, from this trust within your body to follow your inner guidance. And from that place, when two people are in that raw, intimate, open state with themselves, they then get to share that with each other, and it just becomes this beautiful dance of I don't know what the word is, but connection. You know what I mean? That level of intimacy cannot be accessed when you are living from the mind. And when you are when everything becomes a strategy, you are living from the mind. You are not living from your body. You are saying that I don't trust my body to guide me here. I don't trust my heart. So I need to look at the strategy. What this woman, what this female dating coach has told me to do. This guy that I'm seeing, this guy that I'm dating has done this. XYZ has said XYZ. Let me just refer to my notes on what I'm supposed to do in this situation. You see what I mean? This is living very surface level, very much in the mind, rather than tapping into what it is is right for you in this moment. And I get that a lot of women who connect to this dating advice, there's a lack of trust within. And I totally get that. A lot of these women are women who, and potentially you, have experienced a lot of pain in relationship or with men. And you've lost this ability to trust yourself to firstly attract and then choose the right men. So you look for the strategy, and there's a comfort there of, well, this is okay. I know what to do next time. If he does this, I'll look up my little notes and I will do this. And there's a comfort there. There's a comfort, and why so much of this advice has gone viral, because it's very black and white. And there's a comfort there, and you don't have to do the work to confront this lack of trust. You don't have to confront the reasons why you have this pattern of attracting men that cause these reactions to your nervous system. You don't have to confront the patterns that have you attracting men that treat you in a way that you know that you deserve not to be treated, that you don't deserve to be treated. You don't have to confront the patterns, the lifelong programming that has you ending up with the same men in different bodies over and over. And I get it. Like, there's a comfort there that you just simply need to refer to these notes of what this woman has told you should be doing. But that is not getting to the root of the problem. If you are constantly needing strategy to deal with men and dating and what to do when they trigger you, and you need to go back to her videos and rewatch her videos of what I should be doing, there's a disconnect. And that's okay, because you're here, you're at this point because we only can ever do what we know until we know better, right? And your conditioning, through no fault of your own, your childhood conditioning has led you to this point, and you're living out these same patterns. But strategy alone is not going to fix it. Sure, there may be moments, like I said, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. These can be helpful to just bring awareness and go, oh yeah, okay, I see what I do in these moments, and maybe I should, have a look at this behavior. But it's not changing, number one, the cause that have caused these patterns over and over and over, these patterns of men, these patterns of relationship, these patterns of intimacy, these patterns of abandoning yourself. It's not getting to the core and actually changing the root of the problem. It's not building this trust within yourself that has you at the moment not trusting yourself to choose correctly. That's having your heart closed because, you're in fear of being hurt again. So your heart is closed. So then you're attracting men who cannot meet you at that heart level, who are potentially emotionally unavailable themselves. It's not changing all of this. Strategy and intentionally changing that behavior can be helpful, but it's not changing the root cause, and you're going to end up in these cycles. And it's not changing those moments when you are triggered and you hear the advice, do X, Y, Z. You cannot do that. There is a reason why you cannot hold and maintain that behavior, and you have to keep trying and trying because you're going against what's happening in your nervous system in those moments. You need to address that. Side note, let me plug, because I know that this will help you, my $7 guide plus plug and play audio. This is fucking powerful. It is still literally $7, even though it's a full 9-chapter guide to change this and the audio. This is what you need for that moment when your nervous system is activated and you are staying surface level, trying so hard to do the behaviors that the dating coach has told you to do, but you cannot do it because your nervous system is in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode. When your nervous system is in survival mode, it is literally thinking that a saber-toothed tiger is chasing you and you have to do everything to preserve yourself. And you will fall back into those behaviors of texting him and chasing the person who you know is not right for you, despite what you hear from the dating coaches to, do X, Y, Z. You try and do that, but when your nervous system, you are not addressing the core issue, your nervous system is what is running the show, and you will default back to that. Because this is what runs the show. This is what is more powerful than your mind. Your body is dictating your behaviors. You see where I'm getting at? That strategy can only get you so far, can only get you surface level. Until you address the patterns, until you address your actual nervous system survival responses that are running the show and controlling the behaviors, you will only be able to fight that for so long. You will only be able to fight that, and you will feel like it's a constant fight. You will feel like every time you attract a new man and you go into the dating scene, you're going to have to refer back to that book, and then it's this fight to try and do those strategies and those behaviors, because you're fighting against what's actually going on. You're not actually addressing the nervous system that is thinking that you need to do everything you possibly can to survive here. You've got to address in those moments that nervous system. That is exactly what that guide is for. I will post that link below. It will be below for you. But there is a reason that I created this for you, for the women who are done trying to follow the strategies and falling back in this cycle and wondering what the fuck is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. You sit there and say, I know better, but I'm still doing it. It's because it's got nothing to do with how intelligent or smart or self-aware you are. It is because your nervous system is running the show and you haven't shifted what is actually going on in here, in your body, in your subconscious programming. That's what actually dictates our behaviors, right? This is why, people who, let me think of an example here. People who, okay, it's just totally different subject, but I'm giving you an example here. People who are perhaps morbidly obese and go and have weight loss surgery and do nothing to actually change their internal programming and patterning, and then end up, so I knew someone who had, I think she had gastric band surgery, and it ended up regaining a certain amount. Obviously, she couldn't go back to that. I can't remember what it was. It was something that she lost all this weight, but then slowly started. I don't even remember. This was so long ago. But falling back into those same patterns, struggling, being depressed because you haven't addressed the core issue. This is why people, statistically, these people who win the lotto but are still in the lack mindset, they haven't done the work to heal their relationship with money and their ability to hold and receive money, end up blowing it within a certain amount of years. Like, this is statistics, right? Because this is changing, forcing with the strategy, changing, doing the weight loss thing, or taking the Ozempic. I was trying to think of the word there. Whatever it is, I'm not saying any of this is wrong. It's not for me to say at all. But if you aren't simultaneously changing the patterns and the programming that got you there in the first place, you are going to feel like it's always this struggle or you're relying on something to maintain that. You get what I mean? And this is my gripe, if you will, with the dating industry. But again, it's not even a gripe. Like, I'm not sitting here, I'm not on my high horse. I'm only doing, speaking from my truth and things that have worked for me and the women that I've worked with over the years and patterns that I've noticed, that strategy and someone telling you what to do in those moments, something outside of you dictating, telling you what you should be doing, that can only last so long. And it will feel like a fight. It will feel like because you are going against your programming, you are going against your nervous system. The work actually begins, like the lifelong shifts and being able to trust yourself with men and to choose does not come from strategy. It comes from doing the work to build that trust, to open your heart that someone can meet you on that level for starters and give you that connection rather than meeting you with the same emotional availability that you are giving yourself, but with an open heart because you trust yourself to choose. You've cultivated this devotion to yourself that you know that when you are triggered, when your nervous system is triggered, you will do the work to regulate and to stay with yourself. Go and download that guide. I know I plug this, but I say this because I mean it, because I genuinely fucking created something that is powerful. The exact work that I use and women use that I wish I had had decades ago, but at the same time I don't, because this was my journey. But regardless whether you do that or not. I don't care. I don't care whether you download that. Yes, I do go and download. But at the same time, I don't. What I care more about is you doing something to start changing this here, to become that woman who stays with herself when she is triggered, to build that safety, to bring her body back into safety from dysregulation and survival. The woman, whatever it is, if whether you work with me or someone else, I don't care, but you need to be shifting at your core, shifting and changing the patterns that keep you ending up in this cycle in the first place. And strategy is not what's going to get you there. They can be, watch those videos and be inspired by those incredible women who are giving you, pointers. But know that that's just the surface level. That's keeping you in your mind, and they can help. But until you shift inside, you're going to feel like you're fighting. And a woman who relies on strategy and relies on being told what she should be doing with men is a woman who hasn't cultivated that trust. Because a woman who has cultivated that trust and who is in deep devotion to herself doesn't need to be told, when he does this, you do this. I don't need to be fucking told what to do. Like, you don't need to be told what to do. Do you think that you were put on this earth to be told, to be led, walked through every single situation? No, you have been given the gift of intuition, of fucking divine feminine intuition and ancient wisdom to guide you with men and in love, in life. You've been given this gift, and it is the only reason that you cannot hear that and you cannot follow that is because, number one, your nervous system is so loud and in this state of survival that you can't hear that intuition. And you haven't cultivated this connection, this safety, and this open heart. That is the work. That is the work that dating coaches are missing, and that is the work that is going to enable you to stop attracting the same men in different bodies, to start attracting the men who meet you with this devotion, doing the work, the deeper work, not just the strategy, not just the surface level. I would love to know if this has inspired you to go deeper within yourself. Like I said, I don't care where you do it, how you do it, but you have all the wisdom. You do not need the strategy that tells you what to do with men. Have an amazing day. I will catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.